myself into a little bit of a cash flow problem recently, and I asked myself, what would a smart, savvy woman do that to herself for? And that was precisely the question that was actually holding back the improvement from happening for me. And I've spent some time chastising myself. That self-criticism I know just doesn't work. And then I also know, one of the things I know so well is when I get myself in the zone, when I get myself aligned, that things start to happen again. I start to feel naturally creative. I start to produce things and attract the right clients, and the people just start coming to me and asking me questions. But what I found myself doing was pushing energy out. I was promoting, I was advertising, I was trying to help people, I was going out of my way trying to prove that I was useful, I was contacting people, I was making proposals to people, I was doing all sorts of interesting action, but it was coming from a place of desperation. It wasn't coming from a place of really that real core part of me that likes to add value. I did something that helped yesterday, and I had a hypnosis session, and the hypnosis session got me in touch with that inner child, that inner young girl part of me, and I actually cried quite a lot when I realized what I was doing to myself by being so critical. I really wasn't looking after that young part of me that, you know, we're really always doing the very best that we know how in any moment. So the criticism was actually part of what was preventing the flow of life from happening to me. It was preventing the cash from coming in. It was preventing the good from coming in. It was preventing a lot of a positive communication from people too, because I just wasn't able to hear things the way that I normally would have. You know, the hypnosis session was amazing because I got in touch and I was able to talk to that inner child of mine and just to pledge to look after her just a little bit better. And it didn't matter what processes I did, it didn't matter what self-development work I did, it didn't matter what meditating I did, it didn't matter what books I read, it didn't matter what I did until I was really ready to be kinder to myself. You know, as feminine women, we tend to think that we can do everything. We can have great businesses, we can make heaps of money, we can buy property, we can run a family, we can have children, we can have a relationship, we can do all of these incredible things. That's who I've recognized myself to be, a really feminine woman who's very savvy and switched on. But this whole savvy, switched on, smart woman sort of thing was actually what was holding me back, because it was, as I was trying to prove that I was a savvy, intelligent woman, it was from that motivation that sort of prevented the goodness flowing to me. So what I really came to realize over the last 24, 36 hours was that I don't have to do things to make life happen. I don't have to do a particular thing, because it's actually that I have to stop doing something. And what I had to stop doing was those things I was doing to criticize myself, those things that I was doing to hold things back, to hold the natural flow of life back. Because, you know, without me trying at all, goodness flows, money flows, the sun keeps rising, the air keeps regenerating, keeps moving, people keep coming, the world keeps expanding without me having to do anything. So for me, my lesson over the last week is to stop the criticism, because you know what? It doesn't matter what happens. This is going to end up being a benefit for me, because number one, I've got resourceful. Number two, I've started looking after this little girl part inside of me that is really just doing the best she knows how. And number three, I realized that it's not that I have to do more things to make things happen. It's that I have to stop doing the things that are holding me back. And it's natural for my heart to open. It's natural for me to feel loving. It's natural for me to speak well in front of a camera. It's natural for me to attract people into whatever I'm doing. It's natural. Those things are always natural. So cash flow, I realized, has a lot to do with what we're saying to ourselves, has a lot to do with how we're stopping the natural flow of energy. So cash flow is tied up to self-esteem. Cash flow is tied up to being nice to yourself. Cash flow is tied up to not criticizing yourself. Cash flow is tied up into just allowing things to be, because then when I'm allowing things to be, when I'm allowing me to just find that inspiration again, I'm inspired to the right things, I'm inspired to the right actions, I'm inspired to things that then keep the energy flowing as it was always meant to do.